Now, the next event up on the track, the men's 10,000 metre walk. Carl Gibbons, Riddian Cowley, Tyler Jones, Adam Garganis, Kyle Swan, Jay Felton, Luke McCutcheon, Dane Bird-Smith, Jason Kazika and Jamie McCutcheon. And on the other side, Reece Walmsley, Dylan Richardson, Oscar Tebbett and Kyle Bedford. And according to our timetable, we'll have the women going at the same time.
Yep.
So that's a lot of walkers out on the field.
And there's your women's start list. Becky Smith from New South Wales, Rhiannon Lovegrove from South Australia, Emily Hamilton from Victoria, Jessica Pickles from Queensland, Katya Martin from Queensland, Simone McInnes from Victoria, Samantha Finlay from South Australia, Taylor Page Billington from Queensland, Rachel Talent from Victoria, Katie Haylwood from Queensland, over the page we go, and Clara Smith from Queensland as well.
Now, Clara's actually already walked this week. She won the Under-20 Championships.
Yep.
She's been to the World Youth and the World Juniors. We'll see if she's out there. She had a bit of a knee injury, so I'm not sure if we'll see her out there.
Actually, I'm looking down the field. I can't actually see her down there, so maybe she is a late withdrawal from that one. We'll have to wait. Maybe she's off at the bathroom or whatever, but currently she is not on the track, so obviously that's disappointing to see. Already a medalist, but it's paramount that the athletes look after their bodies and ensure they do what is best for themselves. Obviously, we've got some talent out there, pardon the pun, with Rachel Talent, a Rio Olympian. We've also got Becky Smith out there. She's been Australian representative in the past. She's one of Australia's top walkers. But just before the walk starts, we're going to quickly cut down to Tamsin. She's down at the shot put. Looks like she's got a bit of an update for us.
I do, guys. I've got to be really quiet because I'm right near the circle, but I'm just having a look at the results sheet, and it looks like Felia Kia from Queensland, who just shot-putted, is leading the competition with a 13-metre put. And then the next best is 12-metre, 12:31, Ashlyn Blackstock from New South Wales. So it's pretty tight up the top. There's another 12-metre thrower, Mackenzie from Victoria, and but yeah, Felia Kia threw another 12-metre shot put. She looks like she's the one to watch.
Yeah, thanks for that, Tamsin. Nice update there. Obviously, tense moments down there for the shot putters. Obviously, no matter what age you are out there competing, it is a nerve-wracking time at a national championship competition. Obviously, on a weekly basis, you're competing down at local in the club, but here you're up against the best there is in the country.
Falila Alani Kia, great Queenslander.
There you go. You like those names, don't you? You like the ones that roll off the tongue.
I'm pretty disappointed that Benuve Tambakatoro is not here anymore.
Oh. There we go. So we see these walkers. They've been lined up in two groups. One are the men and the other one are the women. They will walk in those two groups through to the back straight, so the first 100 metres, and from that point onwards they will then cut in to lane one. Obviously, 10,000 metres, it's a long way to walk, so we've got a drink station set up on the back straight for those athletes that feel like they need water. They might tip it over their head depending on how they're feeling to cool them down, because even though it is still a little cool out here, once when you're walking for so long, you do start to work up a sweat. So some athletes do like pouring the water over the top of the head, as Josh Tolley did the other night.
They're actually allowed to provide their own drink bottles too at these championships. They obviously need to be clear and labelled as well. Sometimes with a 10K, you might not need water. You might want a bit of a sugar hit. I've heard marathon runners use flat Coke, that kind of thing, just to give them that a bit of energy.
Yeah, flat Coke doesn't do it for me. Every time I've taken a flat Coke out of the fridge, I have not enjoyed it. And it's something I wouldn't
Did you take it out of the fridge mid-marathon, maybe mid-10K walk?
I didn't.
Okay.
But I did enjoy it nonetheless. Anyway, as we see, they're often going, and as you'd assume, Dane Bird-Smith He's out there. He's not here to mess around. It's not just about a national title for him. He also wants the time as well. And as you said, he's after his father's national record. So it'll be interesting to see if he can go out there and take this on. Obviously, he's from the get-go, he's in full charge mode, and he takes the lead after his first 200 metres, and he's probably got about 25 metres on the rest of the field there.
Yeah, exactly. So the national record that Dane's trying to achieve, 38:20.9. It stood 31 years. It was done on the 15th of September in 1985 by Dave Smith, Dane Bird Smith's dad and coach. And that's what he's trying to hunt down at the moment out there. And look at this. He is out there and just really tearing away from... It's what you expect from an athlete of that class. A world class. If we had Jaron Talon out here, we'd expect the same as well, because he's an Olympic medalist. So is Dane Bird Smith, bronze in Rio.
Exactly, and it's good to see. It's not like he's just sitting back in the pack. He's going out there, he's showing his class, and we are enjoying this. We are in for a show here in this 10,000 metre walk here at the National Championships. That's the thing, we're playing for medals here.
It definitely is. It's the National Championships. Over the back, we do have the women's discus qualification going on as well. That qualification is 55 metres 00. Any athlete who achieves that will find themselves automatically qualified for the final on Sunday. There will be a day break in between. And we can see that shot put just getting through their rounds just in front of us as well. Now, we're really looking forward to this walk. There's plenty of high-ranking athletes out here. Now, it looks like we've got Tamsin down there. She is trackside during the walk.
Hey guys, so the women's discus, like you just said, have started. It's only the first round, but we've already got one qualifier, Dina Hakey from New Zealand. She's thrown 56 metres 11, so she's straight into the final with just one round. But we haven't seen Danny yet, so I'll let you know how she goes after she has her first throw.
Obviously, that's what you want. First throw, straight out, bang. Thanks for coming. I'm off back to the sheds to cool down. I've done my job.
To be honest, I think Danny could probably do it standing. We'll just wait and see, and it looks like she already does. They just measured. It looks like it could be out in that 65 metre mark for that first throw from Danny Samuels. I'll wait till the official turns it around as we see Dane Bird Smith just coming down the home straight for 23 laps to go. 62.71 for Danny. See you later. I'm done.
There you go. Two athletes already back into the change room.
Plenty of talent out there. As I say, talent. We've got Rachel Talent out there, Olympian in 2016. Becky Lee, Brendan Reading out there as well. Jess Pickles, has got a World Uni qualifier. And we've got some very great junior-ranked athletes out there. Clara Smith not out there at the moment. Taylor Billington, Tyler Jones, Kyle Swan, Adam Garganis and Zoe Hunt. So there's some excellent walkers out there making their way around the track. And just coming down to the front of that pack there, that is Katie Hayward, a youngster, only 17, out there attempting the 10K walk here. Becky Lee just tucked in behind her. On the outside, that would be Jamie McCutcheon. And behind there, Taylor Billington and Jess Pickles.
And not surprisingly,
but there's Dane Bird Smith absolutely ripping up the track at the moment.
on target only after a kilometre for that 38 split, which no doubt he is after this evening.
Only if Tamsin can find anyone in the crowd that's very fashionable or wants to have a chat about it. Yeah, Tamsin, you can look around to some stuff in the crowd. Now we're going to see Dane, the 10 kilometres at 4-minute kilometre pace is 40 minutes. That's pretty tricky to run. We're going to see someone walk consistently sub 4-minute kilometres. And that is going to be very, very quick, and that's what we're after. So you can see this is almost the chase pack. Just behind them though. Currently sitting in second place, Rydian Cowley, followed by Tyler Jones and the number 4, Adam Garganis from Victoria. So that's your first 4. Luke McCutcheon, Dylan Richardson, then Jay Felton, followed by Kyle Swan. There's Carl Gibbons at the moment in the New South Wales. And that's actually Dylan Richardson. just there on camera. And this is the lead pack of girls there. That's Katie Hayward out in front. Becky Smith, Taylor Billington, Jess Pickles, and McCutcheon just tucked in there. There's actually his brother, Luke, and Jamie both competing in this walk. But Dane moving very fast, trying to hunt down that 38:20.9. So last year at Nationals in Sydney, Dane did the 10K walk in 38:44.61. So very, very close. He was 23.71 seconds behind that national record. So he needs to find 23.7 seconds in this walk in a year. But what a year he's had. He actually, back at the Queensland Championships for I think it was the 3K or the 5K? Actually, it was the 3K. He went 10:54.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but 10Ks. I find it's a long time to make up that time. So it can be broken down into small little increments per lap.
Exactly. There's 25 laps, but he only needs 23 seconds.
There you go. So I think it's definitely, obviously achievable.
It's definitely achievable for Dane. He's the kind of athlete that could do this, and we'll wait and see how he goes. There's Katie Hayward, world-ranked junior, having only her second crack at the 10 kilometres on the track. And looking very, very comfortable with multiple Olympian Becky Smith just tucked on her shoulder. Obviously, the 10-kilometre walk is not an Olympic event. The only Olympic event for the women is the 20K walk, and the guys get a 20 and a 50. But the 20 is Dane Bird Smith's speciality. And we can see him now as he enters the straight. The lap scoring board will be just for the leader. So whenever he enters the straight, it does go down to the next lap. And he will cross the line with 20 to go. Now, sitting down next to me, we had Heather Mitchell last year to talk us through this walk, but I've got Bob Cruz, international race walking judge. Bob, welcome to the live stream.
Good, thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Now, Bob, how long have you been, not just in athletics, but how long have you been involved with the walking program in Australia?
I started with Coburg Little Aths in Victoria many, many years ago when my sons got involved, and thought I'd better find out something about walking, and I'm still around and they're long gone.
I see you said you started in Victoria, but I see you're in a South Australian jacket currently. Is that where you're situated these days?
Yes, I was involved in education and moved around the country, I guess chasing promotions, and finished up retiring to South Australia.
And now pretty heavily involved in some South Australian athletics?
Yes, I coach around about 30, 35 young and not so young people in race walking, and a number of those have competed here to this program, this event, and have done quite well. So yes, I coach and I judge, and the involvement still goes on. Thankfully.
It seems to be a really strong event for Australians, being such a technical event as well. Yes,
I guess that's one of the things that race walkers and race walking supporters would say, that anyone can run, but only a few can walk. So because of its specificity, the need to be quite skilled in applying the trade, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely a very technical event. Did it actually begin in Australia? Was it an event that the Australians invented?
No, race walking, well, it started back in I suppose there's been walks going on forever, but essentially, fast walking began with coachmen and their footmen, coaches and their footmen, and the footmen would eventually have, they'd have races between them, and that's where it started from, and progressed through 6-day go-as-you-please events right through until nowadays, when we have refined it a bit.
Yeah, we do. We definitely just keep it all on the track now. Yeah. I'll let you just keep thinking about that. But we got Tamsin out there with Danny Samuels.
I have, and she's a one-throw wonder. First round, Danny, straight through the final.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to do that. Hopefully practice for World Championships. It's a bit of a buggy. You can't keep throwing in qualifying because it's beautiful conditions tonight, but we'll come back on Sunday for our final, so hopefully it's the same.
So you're actually not allowed to keep throwing even if you wanted to?
No, I tried last year because it was beautiful conditions and it was a nice headwind and sunny, and the forecast for the final was torrential rain. So I said, can I have my other 2 throws? And they said, no, you have to leave. And they said that tonight. So, I'll happily take the opportunity, but no, that's the rules apparently.
Is that the rules at Olympics too? But I mean, it's a mind game at Olympics. You're not going to throw and go, actually, I still want to do a bit more practice.
No, you're ready to bolt if you do it out there. I think so. It's an IAAF rule, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so basically you need to fudge the first one a little bit, not nail it.
You'd have to be extremely confident. I think I got mine on my 3rd round in Rio, so I don't think I'd be playing that game anytime soon.
Yeah, you made us lose a few hairs in Rio, but obviously you made that final. You looked to be disappointed, but it was still a great effort in Rio.
Yeah, I was disappointed at the time. I've never come 4th at anything. I know that sounds really weird, but I've come 5th and 6th and 8th and 13th and all those other places. I've never come 4th at anything, and it was really confusing to feel so close but still so far away. But now, 6 months has passed, my cousin messaged me the other day and said, guess what? You came 4th at the Olympics. How awesome is that? And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. So obviously you always want more, and to be so close to the medals makes you want to take that next step. So I'm really excited for World Champs this year, and hopefully I can go one better.
It's interesting speaking to you and having known you since you were so little. You made your first Olympic Games in 2008 when you were very young, and you made the final there as well. And you would think that such a young girl back then would have been stoked to make an Olympic final, but you were disappointed then too.
Yeah, I was furious actually. I came 9th, so I missed the cut for 8th. But funnily enough, I've just been bumped up to 8th, so that I don't get my 3 throws. But that's sport, and I was furious. But I think I took that motivation into the following year because I won in 2009 World Championships. But I learned a lot of lessons from that, and the main one was to enjoy myself, that I was doing it for me. I think the pressure that I put on myself got to me a little bit in Beijing. Going from World Juniors into an Olympics was a bit of a big step, but I'm grateful for it all, and I think it makes the athlete I am now. I've been to 3 Olympics, and I think this will be my 6th World Championships team for win on Sunday, and several Commonwealth Games and that. So you can't buy experience. So hopefully this next Olympic cycle is one of my best, and I'm just really excited to throw and hopefully be in good shape.
I think that the Australian public, we are very remiss, but the fact is, Danny, you are one of the best female sports people that we have ever produced across any sport, and you're still going. You still have a lot more to achieve. You're throwing brilliantly this season. It's possibly one of your best seasons ever domestically.
Yeah, to have 2 throws at 66, 78, it's been great, and to be disappointed in Canberra with a high 64, I think I've jumped up to that next level off the back of Rio and the last 2 years, 3-4 years of training from London. It's not just what did you do last month or last year, it's everything, it's that build-up, and I'm hopefully getting into my best because they say throwers peak around 30, 32, and I turned 29 this year, so hopefully my best is yet to come, and I'm just excited to kind of get to that next level and hopefully be consistent at 66 and 67, which means, PB shape is hopefully 69 or even that elusive 70-metre mark. That's like my all-time goal, so hopefully that can happen soon.
Well, it's only Sandra at the moment who's over the 70 metres, so if you get to that 7, is that right?
One Cuban girl, Denia Caballero.
Yep, that's right, she did too. She came out of, last year. It was a really tough competition. You were youngest ever World Championship gold medalist in 2009. We're heading into another World Championship year, London. What are your aims? Like you said, it's a really tough competition. There's a couple 70-metre throwers, so...
I feel kind of excited that I'm competing in a time where women's discus is really strong. Sandra was obviously the first one to throw 70 since 1992, so it kind of dragged everybody up, like what Sally Pearson did with the hurdles internationally. It kind of dragged everyone along. I think you'd have to throw 69-70 to win a gold medal at this stage, so I'm stoked at the idea that I can hopefully get to that point eventually. I do want to do Tokyo. I want to do one more Olympics. I think it's kind of, once I decided that, everything just became so exciting because this may be the last Olympic cycle that I do. So it's like, let's just throw everything at it and have fun. So you choose to do this. It's a passion. It's a love. You don't put so many hours into training, in weather like it was yesterday, where everyone's out there throwing and training and competing. You don't do that because you hate it. You do it because you love it. So Yeah, I'm just really excited and really pumped, and just to see what I can do. You just want to reach your potential. So I hope that I can maybe throw a PB sometime this year. That would be awesome.
Okay, so final question. Last year was a really big year for you. You had an Olympic Games where you made the final. You also got married to Joe. So you're now Danny Stevens?
Yes.
So what was the biggest event of last year?
I think I remember being in the ceremony and thinking, shit, I'd rather, be at the Olympic final right now, because it was completely different, two very different, it's hard to describe unless you've gone through it. We were both so nervous, but it was a fantastic day, and it was the happiest day of my life. I know it sounds cliche, but it really was. And the Olympics, hopefully I can do 4 of them. You only get married hopefully once, but
No, you're on a winner. Joe's a winner. You'll be right. Just the one.
Yeah, but it was amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. So good speaking to you, Danny. I could speak to you all night. Love chatting to you. But we are looking forward to seeing you out in the final. Good luck.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks, Danny. It's good to hear from someone. 6 world champs if she makes it this year, and I don't doubt that she won't make it there. And she's going for 4 Olympics. That's quite big achievement there. Now, we've got the triple jump update from in front of the grandstand. The men's under 15 after 3 rounds, leading the competition. It's Lord Codjo still with a 13.06 in second place. The Victorian Finn Murphy with a 12.73, and currently in third place, Aidan Hinson, 12.64. Now, Bob, got to listen to a fair bit of discus out there, but when you were involved in the walking, was it straight up coaching and officiating, or did you actually compete yourself?
No, I never became a competitor. Well, I tried an 800-metre walk once, and shin soreness was a bit too much for me, so I gave it away. But I became a judge under the tutelage of a fellow called Ray Smith, who finished 6th in the 1956 50k walk. And his first bit of advice to me was, Bob, you're not there to get rid of them, you're there to promote walking. And Ray's not with us now, but he was my mentor, and a gentleman from South Australia, a fellow called Vic Sharp, who judged in 1968 in Mexico City, and he was in the straight when the big finish of the Pedraza of Mexico didn't quite make it, finished up silver, but Vic said to me, I wasn't going to put a red on him, I wouldn't have got out of Mexico alive.
Well, yeah, like I said, you're not there to get rid of them, so that would be a very big risk.
Yeah, Bob, you've said you've obviously been around sport and race walking for quite a while. This pit lane rule is obviously a new one. Give us a bit of your thoughts on the pit lane rule, what you think of it.
Am I allowed to swear? I'm not in favour of it. It's resource intensive. We have to have extra officials, and quite clearly the sport now is finding it hard to get volunteers and officials. Secondly, judges are supposed to act independently, and the judges around the track can see who goes into the pit lane. So as soon as you notice someone going in there, your judgment is no longer independent. Someone's already been put in there. Perhaps you haven't put a red on them, and 3 other judges have. So basically it's 3 reds, you get put in the pit, you come out, if you get another red from another judge, you're gone. But 2 minutes probably in this race. The rule says the organisers can apply whatever time they like to it. But 2 minutes, you might as well not compete for the rest of it. That's over a lap. It's hard to make up.
It does put the athletes a fair way behind, and obviously, especially if you're in the medals or in a chance of a medal, it's definitely not going to happen. But we're just going to quickly cut down to Tamsin. She's down there at the shot put. She's got a couple of athletes down there with her.
I do, and you'd be so happy, Matt. I've got 2 Queenslanders. I've got Falila Kia, who won the under 15 shot put, and I've got one of her best mates, Bella McLaughlin. Competition through over 13 metres. Happy?
Yeah, very happy. It's a PB as well, so it's good.
What was it, 13?
Oh, something? I don't know.
And then it was a pretty consistent competition. You threw a couple of 12 metres as well?
Yeah. They were all over 12, the rest. So.
Brilliant. And what about you, Bella? How'd the competition go for you?
Yeah, it wasn't a PB, but that's all right. I'm still happy with it.
And the circle? You were happy with the circle? It was obviously you were. It was okay conditions out there?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I love the juniors. They're always so non-fussed about the conditions. So what are you guys going to do tonight to celebrate? PB ice cream?
get something to eat.
Anything exciting?
No, probably not.
Chocolate, at least. Don't you have something you look forward to when you finish comp?
Yeah, I eat like blocks of chocolates.
All the hard work you guys deserve to celebrate. Well done. Great competition. It was fantastic to watch for them.
Thank you.
Tamsin, you can let them know. We've got a couple of chocolates up here, so if they would like some chocolates, they can come and see us and grab a few from our box that has been kindly donated to us.
116 pieces it started with. We're definitely not in the triple digits anymore. We might be close to the single digits now of chocolate. But thank you very much. We may have borrowed that from some of the officials downstairs.
We did. Sure they were kind enough to allow us to have a couple of chocolates as we sit up here and call these races. As we see now, obviously we turn our attention back to the track. We've got the walkers out there travelling around.
12 laps still to go for Dane. Now I've got to say I have had an opportunity to lap score in a walk, and it's got to say chaos. Absolutely chaos. I do feel for those officials, especially for someone who's working the scoreboard, how many laps, what split you had to get, where to write the times. I was losing it, and a newfound respect.
Yep, yeah, it's definitely not an easy task at all.
The lap scoring is, I think, the hardest job out there, to be honest. If you get distracted in any way, shape or form, it's you lose a lap, and an athlete can be seriously disadvantaged by that. And one of the difficulties, I think, now is you might be looking, say, you've got 4 people to score for, and you're looking for New South Wales athletes, but in senior competition here, they may not be wearing the New South Wales top. So it makes it even more difficult.
It certainly does. It is a very, very tough gig, and big shout out to them. And there we go, Julie Foster coming out to volunteer tomorrow. That's what we like to see. We want to see more volunteers. Julie Foster using Facebook there. If you're using Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, hashtag Summer of Aths, hashtag Summer of Fash as well. You can't forget that one. Sorry about that.
We can't forget that one because obviously we've had a few fashion trends. We've got a rainbow top out there with a scarf. There you go.
It's definitely... it is a bit chilly. It is a little bit chilly.
So we do say that is a good one out there.
You can see Dane Bird-Smith just going past Victorian Ridian Cowley, also an Olympian in the 20-kilometre walk there at 2016 in Rio. And there's Carl Gibbons. So, Dane Bird-Smith, do you think he'll be able to break his dad's record tonight?
I was chatting to Dane out on the warm-up track just before the race started, and I said, you're going to walk around about 40, 41? He said, oh no, I'd be really disappointed if I did that. He said, I want 39. And I said, well, are you fit enough for that? He said, oh, yeah. He said, I've had a few issues leading up to this. He's got a bit of an iron deficiency at the moment, but
okay.
So we expect him to get close to that for 39. He'll be disappointed if he doesn't. Yes.
Yeah, so 39 minutes, that's definitely, like we were saying before, sub 4-minute kilometre pace, which is pretty handy as a runner. So going out there and walking sub 4 minutes, so maybe he won't touch his dad's record yet. It seems to be the one that he can't get.
Yeah, Dad likes that.
I bet he does. I certainly does. So we're going to keep going with this walk. We're going to have a big thank you to Bob Cruz. Excellent work up here. We always like having, with such a technical event, a guest up here. We had Heather Mitchell last year. Bob Cruz, thank you so much for helping us out with the 10K walk. Maybe you'll join us next year.
A little bit of luck, yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bob. That was brilliant.
Hey guys, I'm here with the discus. It's the final round here. So we've had a few automatic qualifiers, and those ladies have left the arena. But I think we're gonna have to go down to 50-metre throws. Kil Mull just threw 53.79. So I think she'll be pretty fine. And that was her last throw. She's from Victoria. but there's a few just on the cusp, so it's quite nerve-wracking down here at the moment.
It's actually, like Danny was saying, really good conditions. They do love a headwind. It keeps that discus aloft if you get it out the right angle. So, yeah, I can understand Danny obviously not too worried about winning the national title. She's going for a 6 world champs. She just wants to get some good throws in good conditions, but, yeah, has to come back on Sunday. It looks like that one just only getting over the 40-metre mark. Dane entering the home straight with 8 laps to go when he crosses the line. We'll see if he can get that 38.20. Like Bob's saying, a bit of an iron deficiency, which is tough for an athlete, an endurance athlete especially, spending so much time on the feet. I do know that you can just have an iron deficiency just from bursting blood vessels through your feet from running so much.
Jeez. I wasn't aware of that. Obviously, you are one full of facts and information, so...
Up the baby spinach.
there you
just
go.
to get that iron back in.
A bit of baby spinach. I had a bit of baby spinach in a sandwich the other day, so my feet are all good.
That's my new lettuce, baby spinach.
Yeah, I don't go for the lettuce anymore either. I'm all for the spinach.
I'm over iceberg.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it either. All about the baby spinach. I do enjoy that on a sandwich or in the meals or anything like that. If I have a salad.
I could just drop it myself. Just boom, baby spinach. Little 60-gram single serve.
The cos lettuce, gone.
Yeah,
see you later.
No. Cos, wouldn't muck around with cos at all. I was iceberg all the way.
Iceberg, really?
Yeah, sometimes you just can't find it. It's too leafy. There's bits here, there's a couple of bugs in it, a bit of dirt. And that crusty bit in the middle, don't even talk to me about that.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you there. I'll agree with you.
You can still see the leaders just at the back there. Katie Haywood and Becky Smith. Becky Smith, a 2012 Olympian.
Yep.
A correction there. Just agonisingly close to 2016 Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And Katie Haywood, the 17-year-old. Very, very talented walker.
Yep.
Unfortunately, no walk with Australia not sending a team to the World Under-18 Championships. Obviously, due to development and safety reasons, being in Nairobi in Kenya. There's no walk held at the Commonwealth Youth Games. So,
that's unfortunate because obviously we do have a strong history in the walks. We've had plenty of talented juniors over the years and who move on into the senior ranks and medal at major competitions. So it's disappointing to see that we won't have anyone in the Bahamas for those Commonwealth Youth Games. But I'm sure the rest of the team will perform admirably in front of that Bahamian crowd and do Australia proud.
Going to be in the same stadium as the World Relays.
Yeah,
I think it's the Thomas A. Robertson Stadium.
Yeah.
So, very exciting for those guys. It'll get warmed up in late April for the World Relays.
I've always wanted to go to Bahamas, I must say. That is one destination I've thought, hey, that'd be a great place to go. I haven't been yet. There's been a couple of editions of World Relays, but unfortunately I haven't been on the track to get selected, anything like that. So I'm a little jealous of a couple of the athletes, one of my mates. Alex Beck, as we saw earlier in the 400-metre semi-finals, he's been a couple of times and he tells me all about it all the time.
What did they come in that medley? Did they get a medal in that?
They did. He likes to think that he is a world bronze medalist in a medley relay.
I've got to say, I've had a chance to do a medley relay. Did it at Penn Relays, and I have to say the 400, probably the most inconsequential leg of the medley relay.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with that. Usually the spacings at the end of a 400 aren't that huge, and then next thing you know, into a distance event, and they all bunch up anyway.
It literally goes 12, 4, 8, 16, if you've never seen it. Goes to the mile, they all just join back up.
Yep.
It literally just comes down to the mile. But, you know, we
congratulate Alex.
Well done, Alex. It's all right. If you're a 400 runner, you can bag it out. You can bag out of the 400 runners.
Exactly.
It's okay.
I think it's free game in that regard. And you speak about Penn Relays. I know we're watching the walks, but Penn Relays, it is a special competition over there. I do love going. We have been before, and it was an amazing experience. We went out there and had a bit of fun running around at Penn's. One thing I saw that was probably the thing that stood out most to me, I saw a 4x4 with 16 teams in it in a packed start. Absolutely amazing. Absolute carnage
They actually
in the first changeover.
invented relays at Penn Relays.
Yep, and I thought it's one of the best things I've ever seen. I would actually like to compete in a 16-team relay with a pack start. It makes for exciting racing. You never know who's going to come. They're just pushing and shoving all over the place in the changeover boxes, but boy, is it exciting.
You think you've seen elbows in an 800 metres?
Oh, imagine because as we said, the 400 metres, usually at the end of a 400, the gaps aren't too huge. So you've got 16 guys coming into a changeover box to change to another 16 guys. So in the space of 20 metres, there's 32 guys trying to change 16 relay buttons.
Absolutely, Cass. I feel sorry for the official when they cross the 200 metres. He goes, you. By the time he's finished, the next guy's there. I remember Geordie Williams ran the 1200 metre league for us in the medley relay over there. And it was USA blue, USA red, and then the official just went, and everyone else. That was it. And I wasn't watching. I was stuck at the back. I need to pay attention.
There you go. There you go. As we still got footage on Dane Bird-Smith. He's looking good. He's moving away. Obviously, I'm not a technician when it comes to the walk, but it looks like he's doing an amazing job there. To the naked eye, definitely double foot contact.
That's what they need to do. It is all judged to the naked eye.
Yep.
That's why if you might see, they're definitely in the air.
Yeah.
They're running.
And sometimes you see photos. I've actually seen one of Jared Talent, unfortunately, where it was a picture of him 2 feet off the air. It was only slight, but it's to the naked eye. And when you take a photo or have slow motion footage, it's not the way the walk is judged. So these athletes, it's a very hard thing to do, to be able to walk that fast with the double foot contact. But obviously we do have some of the best walkers in the world that we see. But I've watched a few walks in my time, and there have been a couple of international competitors at the Olympics. To the naked eye, even myself, I'm watching on the TV and I'm like, you're running, you are running. We don't want to see that. We definitely do not want to see that.
No, definitely. So they've actually, to stop people doing it, so if you get 3 reds on an out-of-stadia walk, not an in-stadia walk, if you get 3 reds, you're out. But when they come into the home straight, someone might say, I've only got 1 red. I'm just going to sprint.
Yep.
So they've actually given the judge in the final straight is the chief judge.
Yep.
And they have the ability to do an instant disqualification.
I like the rule. I really do like the rule, because we have seen some walks in the past where competitors come into that final straight, they're only on 1 warding, and I'll go for a trot. See you later.
Yep.
See you guys. Just come jogging past. Don't mind me. I'll take my red, cross the line, bang. So bringing in that rule is a fantastic decision by our technical officials. And obviously you can't see it on the screen currently, but it looks like we do have a competitor that's in the pit lane. So that's obviously, he will not be happy with that. Looks like he's still moving around, trying to still stay warm.
You can actually, he could do whatever he wanted there. He could sit down, he could do anything. No rules imply it, but I would be very interested to see how he has to exit the pit lane. This is actually the first time I've ever seen an athlete in the pit lane.
Yeah, it's obviously not like the Formula 1 or the car racing where there's speed limits. As soon as you get that green light, you're out of there. Quick smart.
So that's Cole Bedford down there.
We can see the footage on him. He's in there in the pit lane. So obviously he's had a couple of cards from the judges. It'll be interesting to see if he can get himself back into this race in contention with the leaders. But it's going to be tough now, because obviously it's a long period down there at the pit lane.
And the rhythm. It's a lot of this distance stuff is about the rhythm. So Dane Bird-Smith is going to cross the line with 3 laps to go, 1,200 metres left, 4 minutes and 20 seconds for 1,200 metres.
Yep.
Tough ask.
Yep.
But like Bob said, Bob spoke to him earlier and he said, look, I'd be happy to get in the 39s. And I think that's what we'll see.
Yeah, I agree there. I agree. Definitely.
Looks like Cole Bedford, he's pulled himself out of the pit lane and removed himself from the race. He would have had another opportunity if he spent the time in the pit to come out, but obviously, as Bob said before, not a fan of the pit lane, and you spend enough time in there. Should I get back out there?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I was just talking to the officials, and unfortunately he had his 3 and he came in here and he threw his 2 minutes off. But then another official had given him a card as well. So she just walked around and showed him the red, and so then he was out. So he looked pretty disappointed. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's disappointing to see. Obviously, comes into the pit lane thinking he's only have to cop 2 minutes, but he's had the official come around and give him the red card. So that is disappointing to see. I'm sure he will be a little upset with that one.
So you might just see just on the left-hand side there of Dane Bird-Smith, his left, our right, is a big whiteboard. There is a truck currently going around the stadium. As you see Dane walk, you may see it go past. It's a little mule driven by, not an actual animal mule. You might see it just pop down the bottom. I think they've just driven out of camera shot as he goes 2 laps to go. So that's actually going around collecting the red cards from the officials, and they actually put it up on the whiteboard so the athletes know what cards they've got. So that's why it might have taken a little bit of time for that card to get. So you can see there's the mule. Normally it's a guy on a bike. I have seen Matt Donker ride the bike.
Yep.
Ride the bike around. I think he split his pants one year riding the bike.
Yep.
I've had to actually walk around, so I think I walked about 8 kilometres in a 10K walk, walking around getting red cards.
Jeez.
And they put it up on the board just so people can see, okay, I'm on 2, I've got it for... And they've got the markings up there. It's for feet or knees.
Yep.
Tamsin down at the finish line. Not too long to go for Dane.
No, I'll keep an eye on Dane. He's coming around for 1 lap to go, but Becky's had to pull out. Are you okay, Becky?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've been a bit sick, had a couple of races in Mexico a few weeks ago, so lucky enough for me, I've already been selected for World. So this was just a bit of a training walk today and just getting through some quicker stuff, which I haven't been able to. So under strict orders from the doc to take it easy. So unfortunately pulled out today. Would have loved to have finished, but bigger things to come in August. So we just got to try and stay healthy. So that's the main thing, really.
And you were obviously really unfortunate to miss out on that Olympic selection last year. Word on the street was that you were flying as well, so you have a point to prove at London World Champs this year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super important for me to race really well there. So unfortunately this isn't super important for us being a 10K where we normally do 20K. So World Champs is definitely, my race for some redemption. So hopefully, get healthy and be flying for them.
Okay, Becky, bad luck tonight, but go home and hang out with your little boy Lennon and have a great night anyway.
Thanks, Samson. Thank you.
Wow, here we go. Dane Bird-Smith with only just over 300 metres to go, and he's got less than 50 seconds. A 50-second 300 is not too bad. If you could drop that down here, does say 50-second 300 metres. 38.20 is what he needs to get. So he's still got about 40 seconds for a 250.
40 seconds for a 250. That's quick. I don't know if he's gonna get there.
It's going to be close.
A little bit too quick, I would say.
So last year he went 38.44. The record's 38.20. He's definitely on target, so maybe he's feeling a little bit better than he thought. Just around 150 to go for Dane. And a 20-second 150. He might just be shy of it.
I think he's going to be shy a few seconds. Obviously going to be a PB. He's going to get that step closer to that record. Obviously, he's still young. He's still got plenty of time to do it. But he may be a little disappointed not getting that record from his father, especially getting so close to.
So close. But he'll be happy. He said he's pumped. You can see the fist pump up there. The Rio bronze medalist in the 20K. He's pumped with how he's feeling. Look at that. Big salute to the crowd. Well done to Dane Bird-Smith, your national champion for the men's 10,000 metre walk.
Doesn't he love the track here at Sydney Olympic Park?
Yeah, he gives the crowd a clap. Thanks them for the support that they've showed him throughout this 10K walk. So it looks like we've got Tamsin down there with Dane. Hopefully he can have a few words with Tamsin. It's obviously a pretty tough thing out there walking 10Ks.
What an effort, Dane. You're obviously chasing your father's record, but you've got a personal best by 10 seconds. And we're talking personal best for Olympic bronze medalists. They're pretty hard to come by.
Absolutely, yeah. So, I put everything on the track tonight. Let's take a seat and do the interview. I'm a bit cooked.
I'm happy to sit down with you, but I haven't done a 10K walk. But will your dad give you a bit of a ribbing for not doing the time?
Of course he will, but I'm just happy with putting up a PB like that. I've come off the last 3 weeks of training with a massive iron deficiency. So, I was just fighting fatigue today. So it was great to have some of the crowd behind me. And, you guys were awesome, trying to cheer me on, get me to that record. But sorry I couldn't get it tonight, but I'm definitely not giving up. I'm going to come back for it.
Oh, my gosh, don't be sorry about it. When your dad did the record, did he have to go around athletes? Like, it looked like it was pretty tough. You obviously walked a little bit further than 10K because you've got the women in there as well.
Yeah, there's a bit of traffic in there. You know, the GPS was telling me I'd done 10K with about 200 to go. So technically, yeah, I've smashed his record.
Yeah, we'll get that's an official
no,
split.
It's awesome to see so much depth out there in the walks again. So, you know, I'm just pumped to pull out a PB like that. And yeah, in hindsight of all the training that I've actually been able to get done, which wasn't that much, I've absolutely smashed it. So I'm stoked.
Well, you're a huge talent. Talk us through, how much has your life changed since winning that medal in Rio?
You know, it's been absolutely awesome. You know, as it's a dream that I've had all my life to get to an Olympics and to take a medal. And from 2012, when I missed the Olympics, and I turned around to Dad and I said, look, I don't want to just be an Australian Olympian. I want to go to the next Olympics. I want a medal. I want to be the fastest ever Australian. And, you know, that's exactly what I did. So ticking goals like that is great, but it's now planning forward for the next 4 years. So I've got the support team, and, you know, my fiancée, Katie, she keeps me down to earth as well. So that's a big help, is, you know, it's amazing to accomplish something like this, but I just want to share it with everyone. You know, I've brought my medal down as well, so I'm more than happy to share it around. I take it around to all the little athletics clubs and stuff. I just want everyone to share in what I've achieved and to keep supporting me for what I can achieve in the future.
Well, is Katie and your dad and your mum all here in the crowd?
Yeah, Dad's just up the back. He was taking splits. Unfortunately, Katie was on a flight exactly like right now. So she'll be landing soon, but she'll be landing some pretty happy news. So she'll be stoked for sure.
Awesome. Well, that was a fantastic effort. You make sure you get yourself healthy. What are the goals for London?
Take on the Chinese boys for sure. It's redemption time. So, yeah, just keep an eye on it. But, yeah, those Chinese boys are up for a fight this year.
Well, that's exactly what we want to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, a fantastic 10,000 metre walk by one of our gutsiest race walkers ever, Dane Bird-Smith.
Yeah, well done to Dane. Excellent walking. We saw Ridian Cowley just before crossing the line for second place, and a very excited Tyler Jones going across the track.
Celebrated, had a jump in the air. He hasn't had enough energy after a 10K to jump in the air. There you go. Had a seat time of 42.03, so I have a feeling he's dipped under that 42. I just had a look at the clock after I heard the scream and the jump, and it was about that 42.05, so I reckon he's broken the 42 for the first time.
Nah, he's hasn't broken it, but he's got a PB, 42.01.39. So I'm sure he's absolutely pumped to walk all that way, and he's done well right under it. So excellent work there. We see Katie Haywood out there. She's currently in the lead for the women's. Now we'll have to wait and see just how many laps she has to go.
As we see Luke McCutcheon come across the line there from Queensland. He also is bettered his seed time of 44.32.37, so he's gone 43.
Luke, that is a big, big drop there. Excellent work from the Queenslander.
Now, one thing I've noticed, all these walkers out there, pair of splitties. Could you do the walk in a pair of bike shorts? Would that be acceptable? Something to think about. But we're going to cross down to Tamsin. She's with a few more of our walkers.
Kyle and Ridian. Great effort, guys. So second, third, fourth. I got to tell you, when I was interviewing Dane Bird-Smith on the floor then, I nearly got a bit scared because there was a big scream of excitement behind me. That was you, Tyler.
That was me, PB by 2, I think. I think I just missed out on getting that under 42, but...
Well, Ridian said that you should have dipped.
Yeah. You just got to dip, even in the distance races. I get under those times.
I would love to see that, a 10,000 metre walk and then the massive sprint dip at the end. But
thank you, yeah, thanks. I felt really good in it. I probably wish I could have gone that a little bit faster, but at the end of the day, it's still a PB, and I've still got third.
Got to be happy with the personal best. Kyle, how was the race for you?
Yeah, very happy. I'm stoked with it. 1 second PB, so couldn't be happy with it. My race time went exactly how I wanted it to.
So is it tough when you've got somebody like Dane in the race who just takes it from the gun, or are you able to just focus on what your splits are?
Yeah, sometimes it's definitely a challenge to focus on what you have to be doing when everyone's spread out so far. But yeah, I just tried to stick to what I wanted to do, and each K going for those times, so I'm very happy with it.
Great, well done. And Ridian, that's a bit short for you, the 10K, isn't it, on the track?
Yeah, that's actually slower than the what I split through halfway at the National 20K Championships, and I negative split that race, so obviously needed a bit more time to warm up and get faster into it. But yeah, it's just at the moment I've got my qualifier and selection out of the way for the World Championships, so I've just been focusing on my preparation for that, and it's nice to have hit outs here, but also nice to not have to stress too much about the time and just have a nice solid workout.
So because it's obviously not Olympic distance being 10K on the track, do you treat it more like a training session?
You still want to race as hard as you can because you get those sort of hit outs and yeah, you get fitter from it. It's kind of, like a hard training session, but also you like to knock off PBs where you can, even if it's only 2 seconds or 1 second like these boys. They're heading in the right direction. They're getting closer to me every year, so I've got to pull my finger out to keep in front.
And so the focus for this season, the 20 or the 50?
20 at the moment, and there's only the 20 as the option in the Gold Coast, so I'll stick to the 20 until then, and then consider my options for Tokyo. It depends how much these guys, how much pressure they put on me as to whether I'm forced to pick or jump.
Well, great effort, guys. Well done. Go celebrate your personal best, and well done.
Yeah, well done to the boys there. Looks like we're just behind Katie Hayward, taking out the national title for the 10,000 metre walk. Only 17 years old over the 10,000 metre walk and winning that gold medal. Looks like to be around the mid 45 minutes, which is very, very tough for those girls. Excellent work there for the Queenslander. So it looks like Queensland 1-1 in the men's and women's 10,000 metre walk. Great work there from those athletes. Athletes just getting the belt. Now Tamsin down there with the winner of the women's and a few of those other athletes in the women's 10,000 metre walk.
I do. I've got the first 3 places. I've got Katie, Rachel and Jessica. Great effort, ladies. Was it pretty tough out there racing with the men?
Yeah, it was pretty tough, but it was good to have somebody to pace you and help you go faster, trying to go past you.
Did you get windburn as Dane Bird-Smith was going past? He was moving pretty fast.
I was trying to stay out of his way, but yeah, he was moving really, really fast, which was good to have that experience, I guess.
And how was the time for you, Kate?
It was nearly 2 minutes off my PB, so it was a great time.
That's okay, but a win's a win.
Yeah, a win's a win.
Well done. And Rachel, what about for you? How did the race turn out?
Pretty good. It's my first one since last year's Olympics. So I went off pretty conservatively. I didn't know how I was going to go, but it ended pretty well.
Now you had a bit of an injury in Rio. Did you have to take some time off after the Olympics?
Yeah, I had a stress reaction in my femur, so I took 4 weeks off after the Olympics, but then I got another one in my tibia.
So for people who don't understand that is a very painful injury. It's in your top of your leg. Yeah, and the tibia as well. So 2 of the worst stress fractures that you can get. It's been a long road to get here.
Yeah, very long. This is the longest I've been without a niggle, so about 5 weeks. So yeah, it was pretty good. I'm just happy that I was super excited to just get to race again.
So from here, you'll just get some more training under the belt, and then hopefully, will you aim for London World Champs, or will you just do a base and go for Commonwealths?
No, I'm still aiming for London. Tonight was just to see where I'm starting at, so my kind of base level. That's about a split that you would do halfway through a 20K, so got a long way to go, but it's somewhere.
But it's a start, and it's so good having you back out here on the track, Rachel. And Jessica, How was your time? Have you seen it yet? We've still got the top 10. And with the men on the race, it's hard to get the results back up, but are you happy?
Yeah, very happy. I think it's about a 20-second PB, and it's the first time I've done a PB in 3 years for 10K, so stoked.
Awesome effort. So is 20K more where you're looking at towards the future?
Yeah, well, we had our 20K titles at the end of February at Adelaide, so I walked a 3.5-minute PB there and got a qualifier for the World University Games in Taipei, so very stoked about that. So, yeah, back into training now.
Brilliant. So you're having a fantastic season. Well done, ladies. What a great race. It's a tough event. Go hydrate and enjoy. I think you guys have earned some chocolate.
Yeah, thank you, Tams. It looks like we've got a few more athletes still out on the track. 2 more going around, and we'll wait and see just how many laps they have to go. Looks like Samantha Finlay. And we just had Emily Hamilton cross the line. Had a seat time of 54, so she's gone through in 51. Very, very handy. As you see, it is a bit tricky to keep track of the lap scores. They do only lap score the winner, the first place. So once Dane finished it, made it a bit harder for us visually to see.
Yeah, it does make it difficult, especially in a field this size on a 400-metre track. They do have athletes on all sorts of different laps, so it's one of those things. That's why we have so many officials down there, obviously tracking the athletes, keeping score, making sure they know exactly what lap each athlete is on.
That's right. Now, Samantha Finlay from South Australia did enter with a seat time of 57.14. And as the clock...
She's gonna kill it.
Yeah, it's only just about to tick over to 52.
Yep.
So we heard a 20-second PBs, all of these things. This could be a good 3 to 4 minute PB. And that's almost a kilometre for some of these.
It's a fantastic effort by Samantha there. So she'll be pretty happy when she crosses the line, I'd assume.
I can't attest to how much this would wreck your body, a 10K walk, but I can't say you would do too many in a season.
No, I wouldn't assume so. It's like the 50 and the 25. They don't do them, not 25, sorry, 20. They don't do them that often, so it's definitely one thing. They don't usually get the ability to be able to come out on the track and walk a 10K. Down in the ACT, we have many walks there. They're walking every week, but they're 1,500, 3K sort of distances, sometimes the 5K. It's very rare we're out at the 10K mark, so...
Yeah, we keep this. It's, like we said, it is a national championship event, but not an Olympic event. So it's sort of that in between. Most, obviously, big level walking is out of stadia.
Mm-hmm.
It is for the juniors, the 10K and sometimes the 5K for those under 18, under 20 events. But as we see, Samantha Finlay entering the home straight. Clock just ticking through 53.15. So this will be just under a 4-minute PB for the South Australian. She moves wide out of lane 1, as they so often do. Heading down, we'll wait and see as she crosses the line. 53.32. Let's hope all those...